All right, Module 16, are you ready? So we've got 3 skills that should be a review of things we have learned this year or things that this first one is things you've been learning for a while now, and I think you can all do it. So, okay, so we're going to order numbers least to greatest, right? So farthest away, so most to the left on a number line, all the way to the most right. So the ones in the book happen to all be positive numbers, but right, we could go into the negatives. So when I'm doing this, I always like to first look at them. Do they have the same amount of digits, right? These all have 3. If they don't, add a number at the front to make them have 3. So, right, if I had one that was just 40, I would add a 0 in front of that. So I'm actually going to list these into a list so I can compare each one. So we've got 346, 364, 746, 643. I'm going to shrink this up a little bit. And 376, 634, and 340. So there's all of them. And then now this way I can compare the value of them. So here I want to look at the hundreds place. So I'm looking for the smallest. I've got 3, 3, 7, 6, 3, and 3. So I only have 1 7. So I know this one is going to be last. That's only one that's in the 7. So 746 is last. I no longer need to compare that. I have 2 that have 6s. I've got 6 and 6. So I'm going to go to the tens place. This one has a 4. This one has a 3. So I can see this one is about 10 bigger. So we're going to go 643 here and 634. So I now know lots of you can just look at these and know. But especially when they're very close, right? These are all the same numbers. When we start getting decimals in there, we really want to go through and see which one is actually bigger. So I used my 6 and my 6. Okay, so I'm looking for my smallest 3. So I know all of these are the same. So I'm going to start looking here. We've got 4s, 6s, and 7s. I'm going to look at these 4s. 340, 346. Oh, that one is the smallest over here at 340. That one is done. And then 346 will be next. And then we've got this one here. We've got 364, 376. I know 6 is smaller, so 364, 376. So I'm just going to double check myself. I should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 340, 46, 64, 76 into my 600s and my 700s. So there's lots of strategies to do this, right? I can just start placing them, seeing where they go, but I like to compare them value by value. So, right, if I had one in here that was just 40, I don't just want to look at that and be like, oh, it starts with a 4. That's bigger than all these 3s. Because that would really be right here, and there would be a 0 here. So don't forget about what is the value, how much is it worth, not just the digit that it is. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is find the mean. This is, right, we're finding that fair share. So it sounds mean because you have to do all the work, but it's actually the opposite, and it's giving each one a fair share. We're putting all of these eggs in a basket and then giving them out equally. So we have 20 plus 7, 14, 11, 22, and 16. So we're adding these up, putting them all together. So let's see, here's a nice 10, and this makes 3, and 7 is another 10. So there is 20. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So those equal 90 altogether. And so, right, so this is an Easter egg hunt. This friend found 27, 14, 11, 22, and 16. But they're a team. They're best friends. They want to share. So there are 6 friends sharing 90 Easter eggs. So it goes in there 1 time. There's 3 left over. Bring down that 0. Goes in there 5 times. So the mean, everybody would get exactly 15 eggs. They're sharing them. So it sounds mean, but it's the opposite. Everybody's getting a fair share. Add them up, split them up into equal groups of how many there are. Okay, and then last up, we learned about this all the way back at the beginning of the year. So we started learning about negative numbers. We have what's called the absolute value. What is its value? So it doesn't matter if it's positive or negative. It's just that distance to 0. So, right, if we have this number line, if here is 7, right, it takes 7 units to get to 0. If we have -7, it still takes 7 units to get to 0. This, even though it's -42 all the way over here, it still just takes 42, units to get to 0. We have 56 all the way over here, 56 units to get to 0. -21 takes 21 units to get to 0. Absolute value is just that value, the distance to 0. They're always going to be positive because it's just a distance. Distance are positive, right? Even if I walk backwards, I still moved like 4 feet. And that's a positive. I didn't go -4 feet. Even if I drive my car backwards to the grocery store, which is a terrible idea, don't do it. I still went a positive distance. Distance is a positive thing. So you know how to put numbers in order, find the mean and the absolute value of numbers. Go ahead and try your Module 16. Are you ready? You got it.